Hello, Giants fans. Welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. After dropping 2 out of 3 to the Rays over the weekend, the Giants have defeated the Marlins 4-3 today in the series opener. And the Marlins are a team that's just started the season with a very bad record, so definitely an opportunity for the Giants to come in and take a series here. But I mean, the way things have been going for them has just not been great, and they're losing some games that definitely they should win. And yesterday's game was it was another poor start from Blake Snell. So far, he has not been able to really deliver on the mound for the Giants. And while that's unfortunate, I do want to address the concern that really could be there from a lot of fans in regards to Snell. It's understandable to be concerned about him because there already was concern based on his lack of control and the weaknesses that he had, and the fact that he really wasn't a flawless pitcher on the mound, even though he was considered a superstar and a top free agent. But I just think it's important to recognize how rushed he was coming into this season. I mean, it's not like he was coming off anything that even resembled sufficient time to get prepared. And I mean, it's almost like I'm saying just give him time to get into shape, which normally I think you know my position on that really the season just it's like if you're a pitcher and you can't find your groove, that the season just does not have time for you when you're trying to make the playoffs. And it almost seems like I'm really walking away from that right here. But I just think the circumstances with Snell are just such that he will get into rhythm and he will get into shape and be a very good pitcher for the Giants. And so I think it's very legitimate to say that it is too early to tell with him, even though he has been met so far with disappointing results in his first couple of starts of the year. And, you know, as far as the Giants rotation, I should mention that I actually am more optimistic about Snell than even like Robbie Ray, because Ray is coming off an injury, and I think as far as getting back into shape, it's gonna have to, you know, a lot's gonna have to happen for Ray. So I'm more optimistic about Blake Snell than Robbie Ray, although I should mention that I'm still hoping for a lot from Ray. Although in order to make it worth it, it's definitely, he's gonna have to get to the point where saying that by saying he's got to be effective, I'm not saying when he comes back, one good start and then a bad start after that and building kind of a pattern like that. No, that's not what I mean. He has to be consistently good. And obviously the same thing would apply to Snell. But going into the game today, Kyle Harrison started. He allowed 3 runs in 6 innings. And then the bullpen, Tyler Rogers and Ryan Walker pitched. Then Camilo Doval got actually the 4-out save today. And it's something that in today's modern game, you really see in just a limited way, closers coming in to get 4-out saves in a game. But I mean, teams that have closers that can do that, they have an advantage. And Camilo Doval has already shown he can be a solid, really solid closer. I think he's got a lot of upside as well, but I think that could just be the key for him, doing things like he did today as far as anchoring the Giants bullpen. And I mean, Jung-Hoo Lee in his leadoff spot, he had a good day. He had 2 hits. One of them was an RBI single. And I mean, his average, it sits at around 260. But I still expect it to go back up and to be at least, it might surpass 300. I just expect a lot more from him. And I think what we have to remember is that batting averages fluctuate, and they, especially in small samples, they're really open to fluctuation, and something, it's not going to stay even and balanced the entire time, but I expect once we see him just a lot down the stretch, that is going to look really good. And so, yeah, good day for him at the plate today. The Giants ended up putting up 4 runs, beating the Marlins by 1 run, which, by the way, is going to be a big key for them this year, obviously, getting 1-run games to go their way. I mean, they have a history of being beat when in those kind of situations where it's a game they really need to take. But, I mean, it's the games that can swing one way or the other. With all that really can be said about, having a rotation and an offense that's going to promote, playing for multiple runs and being the team to blow out the other team instead of being blown out. It's also a fact where they're still going to see a lot of those fringe games that could swing. The seesaw could swing one way or the other, and being able to take those is just it's going to be especially critical for them down the stretch. And I believe that is all for right now. Again, they're playing the Marlins, who they don't have a good record. The Marlins had a bad start to the season as well. So it really is an opportunity that would have to be capitalized on. I think it's a realistic thing to maybe at least hope for a sweep here. It is the chance to get some games in and really to catch up. And then, again, they have the talent going forward where they can make things happen if just the right stuff happens at the right time. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you haven't. Also, please leave your questions and comments. You know where to do it. And I should mention that I'm extremely busy now, so that's why I haven't been able to keep up a video per game like this used to be, and I hope to be able to get back to that. But for now, I'm just going to be on, give updates as much as I can. So, I mean, still, all I would say is don't miss out, because it's certainly my intention to be here on Giants Baseball 101 as much as I can. So, main thing is don't miss out when I am here, and I'm still just trying to talk exhaustively about really all that there is to talk about. So I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.